I was supposed to be set to +5. No, +3. +3. God, everything's falling apart. Anyway. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is BSRaven as always. And welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time we unlocked the other side of the canal. You'll have to bear with me today, by the way. There's some technical jank going on. I don't entirely understand it, but it is what it is. I may have crashed the game. Come on! Okay, game uncrashed. Right, now let's try and fix the other side of my technical. Click that. We'll need a moment to load up. Huh. Good to know that all the tips cycle through here at least. Anyway, yes. We found this poor sod. Dude literally died after eating a kebab. Moonshine. It's like tasty fermentation. Wait. Nice. I need to keep looking. Bars cover these long dusty.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Beep.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Hey, Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
You still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
70%. Not great. Necessity-driven.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Oh.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Oh.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinaise? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Hypertext?
Nice to meet you.
What? Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
Wait, what was that about the windows?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Oh.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Looking for a suspect. Anyone suspicious?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
What's so fascinating?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Cybernetics?
Hold on. What's R&D?
Wait, R&D?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Mayor Kalpa, you are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
Alright, it's
It
not big.
looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Don't think I've ever heard of them.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
Go on, what's the ace?
It was here in Martinaise, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer.
Oh.
Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
Well, what happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
Damn.
All of this was built by Feld, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinaise proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
Saying Felt built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinaise was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Wait, Is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
He means they all died to the communists.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
What did they do with the computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
Decree de Mars?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
Oh.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombecer dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
I'll have to remember that.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
Do they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Ah, of course. The curse of computing prototypes. First, it's this absolute mad contraption that nobody believes actually works. Then it's a moderate contraption that you can kind of see what they're going for a computer. And then it turns into 1980s grey tech. Which, by the way, is where current quantum computing prototypes are. They're just the grey bricks of the 1980s.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Humpty Dumpty Dum. That's a name.
Wait, did he just say Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? He did it. He said Humpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Humpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
What are you talking about?
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Kim isn't making this up.
In fact, I'm not. The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
Wait, playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Oh.
2 seagulls circle in the sky. You look up and think, really? Or was there a 4th prototype that remains hidden in the mausoleums below Coal City?
But of course, what else?
You have any money?
I do have some money, yes, but that's not what's really important here.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling. No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
I just wanted to see if my profiling was working.
Of course, Detective. I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it?
No, but carry on.
If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to mind. You were saying?
Thanks for the information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Power box. Fence blocks the path. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Yes, tomorrow's room is paid for.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this gem.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
The crypto-fascist?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
Yep, that was me. Fixed now. You can go back.
You broke the water lock with a motor carriage. There was a billboard in the canal. Not a vehicle. It said Samaran Butter.
Yes, you're right. Anyway, you can go back now.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
For all his passion, this man is diligent and patient. You could learn things from him.
You seen a woman with red hair who seemed to be on the run?
I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? Yellow man. I mean, officer.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about.
Oh, dear.
After a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Sadly, I think I might be a drunk. Or a degenerate. Maybe even both.
Dark times will do that to good men.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
This your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
You said yellow man. Not something many people go around saying.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Still seems suspicious. They mentioned the mug was found at the scene of a lynching.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
I am. A 20.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word. I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, I've been having trouble at work lately. The Quakos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinaise,
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Chimeans run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He's right.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Did you put the clothes of the murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do!
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
He hasn't realized Kim was being sarcastic.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before. But where?
What's that sound?
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles. The smell of decay.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
You know.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
Let's move on. For now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Don't be so relieved yet, Gary. This bad cop may have been in your apartment, admiring your mug collection. Perhaps a little intimidation?
You know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
Composure. No. Big brain. Do I still have that point? I do. Roll it.
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Those prayer beads I keep hearing.
I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness. Not for proper Revicolian men such as ourselves.
You live nearby. An apartment in Martinaise?
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
Mr. Clare must be very angry with you.
Mr. Everard?
Yep. He insisted I open the door to your apartment.
So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, Please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
Try not to shit yourself, Gary. It's just an open door.
What could it be about? I probably talked too loud. In the whirling, I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay?
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door-opening operation.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Lieutenant is a native of Revachol.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Roll it again.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Something one underneath it?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Give me that armor. Now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. This is it. This will protect your mortal shell. Don it and live.
Now why did you put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy.
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly. It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Don't suppose you happen to know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore.
Okay.
This is all he knows.
We done here?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word.
You a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one. like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on Earth.
That's not where I expected that to go, you know. But I'll take it. Huh.
Hello. What can I do for you, officer?
Did you know Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
Thanks.
Lena seems pretty eager.
And I'm eager to return to her. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really?
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious phasmid.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
His spirit may be willing, but his body might be too old to endure the rigors of the coast.
Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, and come back and check them later.
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this.
What if we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Look if there's someone hiding on this coast. Looking for another thing may lead us to her.
Why not? At least it will give us the excuse to look into a lot of reels.
That it will. That it absolutely will. I hope you brought your good boots.
There's the traps.
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
Been there.
The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them,
Okay.
you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
What do I do if there's one in the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter it in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Lay it on me. Thick.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
Let's go.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Tell me more about the trap.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Yeah? How do they work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
Debate?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
And if these don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Okay.
Yes.
How's
What?
it going? Money! Put me normal shirt back on. This me boy?
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer,
That over there must be the boy class she told us about. The one she hid her passport in.
Yep.
We should take a look.
cold, air, tendons, snapped the cords keeping the boy in place. A little longer and it would be floating somewhere out in the open sea.
But
Moves across the water, leaving no traces. You're cold again, as always.
yes, but what?
Splendor.
Well, look, it's still here. A little longer and it would have floated away.
Indeed. Let's see what's inside.
I felt really strange just now.
The
Grab it.
boy is not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom really have been torn or cut. You lift it out of the water easily, noticing how light it is.
Examine.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Jake.
There's something in there, splashing around.
Crap, the water got to it.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast, and just a dash of hard liquor. Yum. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out, some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn.
No documents. What do you think took him?
I have no idea.
A minor quirk. We know what was in here.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Maybe she took him herself.
That may very well be the case. We should keep an eye on her.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if
Oh! Money!
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Have a peep.
Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidentially, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Reach.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Not expecting to find anything. Helping citizens and getting fresh air.
I meant no offense, just...
Loot!
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Why this many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement.
Oh.
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Bloody hell.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations. As demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes, they stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who are they?
Collateral damage on the path toward normalcy and progress. Such is your belief, officer. Maybe you should change it. They were praying, screaming. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim. Who was who?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when the revolutionaries were seizing their assets?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
Could it have been coalition forces against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again.
What's here? Entree into the deck. Money! Hypo.
There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Can I try to get in?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Jim, you think she's in there?
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Nothing more to do here then. Oh, potential loot. Yeah, money. Section of the curse hasn't been used in decades now.
This is the trap Morel just set. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Another empty trap.
How are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm enjoying it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
Ah,
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. You see, once a slogan used to intertwine with the loops along.
Looks like tomorrow.
Hello again. Sure, what's on your mind? But of course.
Wait. Damn. Someone must have worked hard to smash that plastic dome.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable. Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Yeah, like.
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
It gets lonely even when you're with people.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not. Calling. Still again? Seriously? Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Sorry, wrong number.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Happens to all of us. You have a nice day now.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
One more.
Calling. Still calling. Still calling.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
I want this delivered to the Whirling and Rags in Martinaise.
Tethys. Hey! You're not Tethys.
Disconnect tone.
Okay, fine. Headphone. Someone hung up too hard. Oh, what have we here? The rear tire of a motor carriage. Well, we know it's not mine. Mazout. Maybe in spring.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Where are your parents?
My mom's outside. And I don't really know about my dad.
You know Ruby?
Luby. Luby. My mom tells me I'm a big girl. But she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or sometimes I can. But then, Uller.
Kids.
What's that?
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Alright, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
What's that you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Looks like it's falling apart.
Yes. Lammy has lived a long life. Lammy was a
Revacholian?
No! That's not it!
I think she means revolutionary.
Yes! Lammy, bye!
Alright. Grab that. Well, that's everything in here.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Trouble? Say the second thing, Bratan. Shows you got style.
Shut up, Necktie! You don't cause trouble.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinaise, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
Gail,
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
what kind of ill omen?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black Hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Why hasn't anyone told me that?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
I found this jacket. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Hell yeah. No, we must run around ceaselessly. It would be torture to stay put.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Oh, wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Nice. Seen a redhead woman?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinaise. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
Like when that guy locked himself in the woodshed.
No, it's not like that, man. With him we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself.
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
You know something, but you've decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
Ruby was here. You know it. Ask her about lodgings.
Why could someone stay?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
I'm not sure it's appropriate to accept free accommodations. Just yet.
Oh, don't. It's your choice. No skin off my teeth.
I'll stay at the Rex for now.
Suit yourself. But should you ever need shelter, remember old Isabel and her shack by the sea.
I'm off.
Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
Encyclopedia passives give plus 10 XP and plus 2 real. -2 suggestion. Pretentious wanker. Oh, I love that. Map. Ah. Let's have a word with Garth.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
How into your husband?
Goodness, how is he? Did he say why he hasn't returned yet?
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up some work.
Oh, yes. That's my morale. But I am so
Hey, Cadu.
relieved to hear that he's okay.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging body's foul. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
Over now, ma'am.
Can I help you?
Found a new bird for the whirling.
What is this thing?
Just thought it would look nice on the wall.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem. This was mostly about the fucking cardio. Massive cardio here. You'll live till 90, or you get a heart attack from running.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Him really likes me.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Goodbye. I still have my point? No, I don't.
The fan stands still. A mirror hangs on the bathroom.
Damn it. Alright, let's at least have a word with her.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Found your boy. It was empty.
Oh,
Did you take the documents?
no, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
Perhaps the people after you took it.
They couldn't know where I put it. I'm absolutely sure I was not followed. And I've told no one but you. You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away. Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. She nods.
Okay.
Alright.
She slowly lights another cigarette.
Not a lot more to learn there.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
He might be wearing a disguise.
Oh, shades. You wearing the disguise?
Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
As if waiting for some kind of reaction or response. Something to click. It's not happening, though.
Talk about the guy
Who is
again.
this guy?
Okay, why not? Let's do the old thing over again. We're not wasting time. There is no time.
Okay. Person who was shot and hanged may have been shot by the person who made it look like he was hanged.
A cover-up. Well, the author of the cover-up is the perp? Makes sense.
What's the motive?
You don't have a motive? Then the double cover-up seems too neat.
Why am I telling you these things?
I don't know. Why are you? Oh my god, there's more.
Okay,
You want-
alright.
Yes? What is it?
Are we from the same police station?
God damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once, for fuck's sake.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets their squad mates? That's not possible.
You with him?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
He's an asshole.
You're an asshole. You know what? Maybe we're both assholes.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
Goodbye. Anything new?
The Copper-nado is back.
Copper-nado.
What do you want?
I'm gonna go over Ruby again.
Yeah.
Never mind. See ya.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
Oh yeah, I need to do that later. Elysium. Hi.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. The door rattles again.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
This is the police.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door? There must be another entrance to the east.
Him.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
There is no reply. Just faint, sweeping sounds inside.
Bloody hell.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing. The girl is ignoring you.
There must be another way into the building.
Well, not around here anyway. See, next stop, I should probably do one of the other... check my notebook. Check the boardwalk, the island, and Land's End. Land's End is nearby. Oh well, I know where Land's End is. The Wellington Rags is there-ish. There's a Wellington Rag. Got from here. One up there. Oh yeah, need to call this in.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
We should try again during business hours.
Anything else, Detective?
Need to report a dead body.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Unidentified man, height 170 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Fell through a hole in the boardwalk, hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
Seems like an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and a leather jacket with bright blue lining. Found a library card in his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
From Central Jamrock Public Library. Belongs to Billy Majan.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking it.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you? 57th, over and out.
In the cabin.
Alright. So we've done that. So there should be one of those traps near here. Coins! There it is.
This trap's not too hard to spot, once you know what to look for. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
You getting tired?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song. Louder on this part of the coast. Nearer somehow.
My God.
I'll just keep the Corda Lacey in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier. Aye, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
Ah.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
You been spying on us?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Cordelate she read. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism? Elder abuse? And who is this scamp, anyway?
Want me to look into it?
No need. Lillian and I are getting on much better. For one, she appreciates the concept of rent.
How'd you like it?
How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name, all the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there? I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinaise. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react. Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
Try not to be scared.
Oh, I'm not frightened, officer. I'd never...
Above you, there forms a quilt of altocumulus clouds, twisting into each other. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Do you know how they discovered this place?
This island?
No, the Insulindian Isola.
Isola?
I'm guessing you don't know then.
No.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
45% is around where I operate. Things are getting better, though.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me something else, then.
Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. How can I help you at this juncture?
I found my badge.
By love, you did. Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Frater?
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with?
I am the Lawbringer.
You've graduated to Lawbringer now?
Kim!
Men with authority have their quirks. Comes with never being second-guessed about anything. So what brings you here, Lawbringer?
What's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. What are the other ones?
Nice sword. Got a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
Know how to use it?
Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot.
It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
But why'd you need intimidation?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Where's the men gone?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's the husband?
Gone.
The harbour seawall endures the wash of the freezing waves. Many things wash up against it and onto the beaches of Revachol. Some inanimate, some just no longer alive. You shudder.
He disappeared?
It absolutely does not. We are not going to look for him.
No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves.
Oh.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheels spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Shut up, electrochemistry.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
I'm looking for someone. Yep.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
Suspect who might have stayed around here.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently. Past few days. Might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
That's it.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
At your boat?
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
I was asked to get your signature.
Were you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Everard's planning to turn some of the village into a youth centre.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
But what exactly?
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
Yeah, use my pen.
He has a pen and everything. Here you go.
Why did you sign it?
I shouldn't have.
Nah, it's a youth centre. Why shouldn't you?
That's what I asked you. It's a youth centre and I have children. Anyhow, you also need Isabel's signature. If it's a bad idea, she won't sign.
Sound logic. Division of labor. She leaves the skepticism to the skeptic. Sounds like Isabel is the leader around here.
Yeah. What he's doing in the fish? What the hell are cargo boats doing in the fish?
The old woman still hums her unknown song. She opens her eyes to acknowledge your presence.
Who are you?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Harriet de Bois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
I was asked to get your signature.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all the scribble. Tell me what it says.
Everard wants to turn part of the village into a youth centre.
Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. I see Lillian's name is already here. The girl is too trusting. Either way, I won't sign union papers.
What do you have against the union?
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never planned to keep. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So, no, I don't trust the fat man. And neither should you.
I'm off. I need more suggestion. I need more pants. Why do you have Lord Joel? Crap, the Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center has tanked my suggestion. I needed that.
It's the ledger you found. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet. It's just toilet paper, sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Yeah.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
What's the color?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Cake.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Ooh.
And something small inside? Light, made of paper or cardboard? Or dried flowers, perhaps? Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. There's pain in there, if you want some. That much you know.
How would I open it?
With your hands. U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run me finger.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
You mentioned the kinema?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that. Your kill count. Yours will surely have your kill count.
That's all, thanks.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Let's have a nab.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Eek.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Jesus Christ! Ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe throw it away, please.
It'll make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
No!
Let's go.
What was that?
Frisson covers your entire body. A feeling of cold, a persistent chill.
I'm reading the card.
Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
Uh-oh.
You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on.
Hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
No. Eh? Wait, what?
There is nothing.
Hold up.
Again.
Nothing? No.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
Not so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Where's Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
My name is Harry.
Your name is fuck all.
It certainly ain't Harry.
What is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
I'll just lie there.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
How long was I out?
10 minutes, maybe.
Came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
Thank you.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
Good way of looking at it.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Huh. Wow.
It's the ledger you found in the track. Without resistance or sound, the two panel, it's slightly, ever so slight. Your hand shake.
One moment. Quick save.
It's the ledger you... Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. The words just crossed your mind somehow.
Who are they for?
Who do you think? You.
Us, though.
It's slightly. Your hand shakes. You're flushed with adrenaline.
Browse the files again.
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations state you don't exactly close. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
The next world mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the belles-lettres have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3.
What now? Oh. A referendum. Okay, a referendum.
The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us.
Middle class are not to be blamed. Human nature.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
Unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA The public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability.
Can we just keep him off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets?
Proceed.
Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. Kill them. They broke it. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore, can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows, but both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? Not much has changed.
So, yeah, turns out I kind of, caused myself to black out. Oh.
The precarious world.
Precarious.
How not to lose. It is impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection, and unpaid bills. You can either play, or you can crawl under a boat and waste away, turn into salt, or a flock of seagulls. Your enemies would love that. Or you can fight. The only way to load the dice is to keep on fighting.
Damn. Oh. Wait. White morning. I did not open the freezer, Tagma. I was a little busy passing the fuck out. But also, part of the reason I didn't open it yet was because I knew about this, oh yeah, the cargo crate. Not yet. I was a little busy passing the fuck out. Anyway, I spent pretty much the entire day running around with a fry bar and a packet of cigarettes in my hand. What can I say? My priorities are straight. But also, unlocking the precarious wolf will make both the freezer and the container easier.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Sticker?
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
You seen this before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
Nope.
No.
What does it look like?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Junior delinquency?
For Revachol aussi, the moral intern defines junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law.
Oh.
These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
What is suggestive of delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Thus, it must be made by youths.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
Did we start with that kick drum coming from the ice?
Yes, the pulsing bass.
I have a thing to try first. Let me just, That's... One M.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you.
Yep.
The rectangular, there's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
It goes in the ledger.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Yeah! Rattle the doors.
Nothing happens.
I don't think that's going to work. Do you think our suspect is hiding inside?
It might be. Worth checking out anyway.
The lieutenant nods, silently. High above, the wind wraps the church in its rush, cold and wet from the ocean bay. It parts around the massive keel-shaped roof, like a test tunnel washing both sides, the way it has done for 340 years. The wind keeps its distance. So should you.
What is this feeling?
There is a hole in my heart.
The lieutenant looks at the padlock. He didn't hear you asking. You were quiet enough.
Check the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Let's have a feel.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Check the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
There is a touch of guilt in his voice.
I came prepared for this, Kim.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. You jam the pry bar between the lock and the staple and apply force. Your biceps bulge from the strain. The metal creaks and squeals. The pathetic old wood, rusty screws, and one nail stand no chance against the forces of leverage. From deep within, a bellow rips. Suddenly, the pry bar snaps. Metal shavings fly everywhere. The upper half, between the lock and the staple, falls to the ground with a thunk. The broken edge of the snapped pry bar is smooth. Took the tip right off.
The fuck?
Tools break, officer. Try to control yourself.
For example, see how calm I am, although you broke my favorite pry bar.
I broke the pry bar. Why don't I get a new one?
I don't know. You don't? Or maybe we'll find a new one. I don't carry more than one pry bar with me.
Help. My pry bar is broken. Oh, okay.
I thought this was a lousy way to enter a place of worship that's already in disrepair. I guess the church agreed.
Oh, that sucks. There's a radio tower around here, I believe. There it is. That's what I'm here for.
It takes you a moment, but finally, you spot the last of Morel's traps. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locust.
Oh.
No phasmid either. But still.
It's empty!
Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
I do get the feeling something messed with the trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
Probably wasn't the phasmid, but Morel needs them.
We did, sort of, promise to tell them, didn't we?
A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow of the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you ask the wind again? The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly, relinquishing form to darkness. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Kind of an embuggerance that I broke the prybar, yeah. Alright, let's just... Oh. Money! I need that. Cash me up. We'll head back to the waterfront so we can go to the whirling. Morale.
It's great to see you again, officer.
Elena.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Was just on my way.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie. Meskin origin.
Ooh.
The pin is an antique. Quite special.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
Talk to me.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Can you tell me about some of the stuff you've studied?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Extravaganza? I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you. Ooh, tough choice there.
What's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
The gnome of Jeroma? Doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it is. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What does it look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Shut up, Kim!
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
This has been educational, but I need to stop my PC from crying.
Of course, dear.
All for now.
Ha ha! Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
So I checked the traps.
Good. Okay. And?
One of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Surprise, tempered with fear and trepidation. He doesn't know what to think yet. Maybe you're joking?
Nothing in the trap. No locusts or phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Of course, more clever.
Yes. The Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps. Make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
I don't know. I'm not persuaded.
Why don't you try convincing Morel his hypothesis is invalid?
Thank you for the vote of no confidence, Gary. An officer. I appreciate your concern, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture.
You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his psyche.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened? Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
+2. Kuno's a hooligan!
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locust.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bags?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up.
Delinquents. My favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. Morel, it's been fun. Really.
No need to apologize, Gary. You'd be more than helpful.
Where is Gary? There he is.
Very generous of you to help us out, officer. I mean, officers.
Nah, we good. See you at morning. Anyway. White envelope.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. Underneath all this, Lillian's signature and an empty line waiting for a signee.
Interfacing 12. Wait. This is a red check. I want to be able to, scum it if I want to.
You take the legal documents out of the pen is shaking in your hand as you draw a pathetic little line.
What have I done?
It appears you have drawn a line instead of a signature. A puny line. Looks like the late stages of dementia.
Have I ruined the document?
No, it's just a line. Forgery obviously isn't your strong suit. Sorry for
Try this again.
You take the legal documents out of, with a confident flourish, you complete your forgery. What do you see on the signature line?
Isabelle Sadi.
Indeed. To be honest, it does look very convincing, but it's not, and the document will be nullified if she disputes it. That means Everard will have to start over. All you need to do now is mail the signatures to Everard's accountant in the Delta.
Alright, let's lie down.
The bed is still cold from the broken window. It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
Okay, but what is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Rain, snow. I don't want to. Beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
I am an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
We're making progress. Measured, steady progress.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind. Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling, really, that things are not quite in hand around here. Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
What needs to be done?
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
What exactly is responsibility?
The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios.
I thought I was assigning responsibility for the murder.
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues, the human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
All right, give it to me. I'll accept it.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee.
Who should sit on this?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinaise. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
And what happens then?
Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
I'm prepared.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
Things down here are a mess. Alright, let's get the right clothing on. Where's me into... There it is. And... Oh god. Where are my gloves? Not them. Them. Wait.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Damn it.
It's barely covered in steam anymore.
At least I'm no longer at risk of dying to an uncomfortable chair. There's that. Good morning.
Again? I can't.
Anyway. Kim, word.
Yes?
You should talk about responsibility.
I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
What do you mean?
If you ask me, it's high time for you to put the bottle away. Sober up, get back to basics. That would be my advice.
Oh, no, I meant la responsabilité. You know, this sign kind.
Why are you pronouncing it like you are a coalition bureaucrat? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
This whole situation.
Now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility?
How did you know?
Simple. Because moral intern types love to form committees. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Heidelstein, the gentleman near the Fell building with the distinctive way of speaking. Now, Was there anything else?
Nope.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't noticed their presence.
This is where I started with my motor carriage, before sinking in the sea.
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard. Well,
Yeah.
you did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go talk to a little shit.
The kid doesn't even look at you. You're dead to him.
Can't talk to Colonel, though.
What do you see?
What soul wasn't in the back of the whirly?
I don't know. They're about the same size. Not the same boots, no, but they could be the same person.
The horizontal prints. Pinball workshop prints weren't here.
No, these prints are pretty standard. The
Crawling with locusts in
All
here.
around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
Cam, can you stop being sarcastic?
Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
We should talk to Colonel.
I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things.
The kid doesn't even look at you. You're dead to him.
There. Yo! No! Oh, that's crap! I can't finish this because Kuno won't talk to me. At all. That is actually crap. Ah! Plus right.
cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
You know what? We're doing it this way.
You're back before the cargo container. And as it's... You're back before the cargo container. And...
Yes. Come on, let me in.
You're back before the cargo container. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Hello? Anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again.
There's someone in there. I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
Kim's just there like, bruh. What in the goddamn?
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Wait.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Wow.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
What the? What happened to my money count?
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harriet Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harriet Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
How did you become so rich?
Oh lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
And blow.
Yeah.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that.
What's it like?
Alright.
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, But doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
Don't you think you should use your great wealth for the glory of your fatherland?
Which one? Revachol, where I nominally reside, or Graal, where my father immigrated from, or Ildekashebro, where I've registered my shell companies?
Revachol.
Listen, Mr. Dubois. If capital and nationalism went hand in hand, there'd be no need to ask the question. States are akin to boulders in a river, slowing the free flow of ideas. Given enough time, the water will wear those boulders down.
Sounds great.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Hey! All this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
So what's strange about you?
What do you mean?
You seem a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I can't even see you.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
What's our coefficient?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998. Repeating, that's not good for you.
You're telling me you're so rich light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Are you seeing this?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinaise, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
What are you doing in the container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
Wouldn't say it's exactly safe now, but financially secure individuals are known adrenaline junkies.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
We're in Martinaise. There's a creepy commercial area here.
Well, as we say in my circle, one person's crushing business failure is someone else's development opportunity. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
So why don't you help?
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. They're always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel via shipping container?
Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to.
What?
Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Ah, so it's not worth the hassle.
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
Can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's what the money's for.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think they only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Unbelievable. You managed to meet a man who's so rich, light literally bends around him, and all you can get out of him is 3 real? What's wrong with you?
Thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome. You know, maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Conceptualization 16.
Thanks for stopping by.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Bruta.
What?
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Vows?
The vows are blood and flesh.
What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what?
Fascism, Bruta.
What is fascism?
Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachot's problems?
I thought you were my circulatory system.
Quit stalling, Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing. The weak link.
Financiers?
Yes, them. But also, Wurmen.
Women?
Wurmen. Men of Wur. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place.
Am I having some kind of stomach seizure?
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
It's not so bad, though. What if I call it something else?
Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking. That sounds much better. Traditionalism. You like the sound of that.
Okay, made up my mind.
You're going to keep your voos, right? Keep your voos, Brota.
I'm not going to be played by an upset stomach.
There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, knocking on your alcohol-engorged liver. It is one of betrayal and disappointment.
Can't believe my stomach attempted to commit fascism. Oh, my money reset!
Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens, rare and gritty, a product of the age of atomic power.
Yep.
What a funny little cat. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom.
Radiation sounds scary.
It's not gonna give you radiation poisoning, stupid. You need to lower the radiation levels, your stomach thinks. Slurp it. The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up. Like an oyster. Come on, slurp it.
Won't Kim see me do it?
What is he? Your mother? Is Kim your au pair? Slurp it. Slurp the morsel of danger joy.
Just a little.
You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone.
Tastes like gasoline.
It tastes like many things, all melted into one conflagration in the back of your throat. As you look around, the world slowly exists, as it did before. Only now, gentle flames lick at its edges, as though it were a photo burning.
Oh god, on fire!
Not really. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames. yet just as warm. This warmth, it makes you want to share your discovery with Kim.
Will I be able to stand straight and walk?
Why not? This government-developed substance seems very non-intrusive. You could even operate heavy machinery. Fire machinery.
Yeah, I just did a drop.
I'm happy for you.
His glasses turn golden as the fire reflects off the lenses. Once again, you are filled with the certainty. This man is your brother. Just don't mix it with anything, he thinks, looking you over. Thankfully, his sense of balance seems okay. Whatever. I'm not getting involved. Wow. Kim's badass. Or he's had a druggy partner. Whoa. That's probably it. He's seen it before. Look at all these guys go off like fireworks as information pours into you about the lieutenant's simple remark. I'm happy for you. This stuff is great. Already you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot more Pyrrolidon. This stuff is going to give you insight into that little flickering light hidden in all human beings. If you can keep the vomit in, because it sort of also makes you want to throw up.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a Pyrrolidon button. It gives +1 to Psyche skills.
I've had some Pyrrolidon. Sunglasses! Oh, no. Need office shade. Oh, I've got computer glasses. Album my hardcore to mega. I'm a sorry moralist. I just happen to be a sorry moralist with a problem.
Right to work!
Fuck the police!
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
You tweet my empathy.
Now it's turning into a kind of...
Ease into it. Don't go too far.
You really are the law, aren't you?
Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct.
It's like, whatever's going on over at the dock. Some pretty wild stuff. I've heard talk there's a they want to keep that money.
He doesn't blame
anything else. Us Lori, not my thing.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
Gentlemen?
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
You guys are.
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls. Yet.
Fucking hell, I've run into chavs.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
And the skulls are?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
I'm so glad you asked.
The question was rhetorical. The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Martinaise.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West Rivisholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Know anything about that murder?
Murder?
Man was hanged in the backyard over there.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Don't fuck around.
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
This sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
I know that you don't know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
It's not. The man is dead.
So what do you think we know?
You guys know Cindy the Skull?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. But there isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're piss and fuck the world out of some kind of moral obligation. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Who's Van Eyck?
Old man, it doesn't matter. You'll be long gone before his greatness is recognized.
A young woman kneels on a sheet of ice, as if looking for something lost ages ago. She bends until her right ear touches the frozen water. She listens to it crack, slowly.
You saying I'm an old man?
Yep, old as fuck.
Yeah, man. It's like at death's door. No wonder you know nothing about the future. You won't be there.
And why aren't there more skulls around here?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinaise, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Yeah, we are.
Are you part of the skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
And what makes you think the organization accepts you?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
You'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
Throw him off his game. You don't feel very scared.
You're implying I might be in some sort of danger? Don't fuck with me, boys.
Whoa! Come on, man. We're just talking here. Just words. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no need to throw your authority in our faces.
That's right. Way to put them in the little boy's corner.
You want to talk? Let's talk, boys. Ask them.
He liked how you decisively shut down a situation that could have turned into a farce.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the jackets?
What about them?
Why does yours have that written on it?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
What?
What I mean by this is, we are all pissed, and that the world is inherently meaningless.
And why do you have "fuck the world" written on your jacket?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though...
Blow it up!
You get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone.
I can't believe I've encountered a high as fuck chav. The only time I've ever heard a chav with that kind of voice get philosophical is when he has been absolutely off his tits.
Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point. Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Like him.
Yes?
What do you think about their jackets?
Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify poor choices in life and fashion. I'm not a fan.
Why are you always so patronizing when possibilities cross that path?
What are you implying?
How much you were?
I'm not sure I understand you, detective.
You're more of a fuck the world kind of guy?
Neither.
Come on, it's a mental exercise.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements.
That works. I'm like a fuck the world kind of guy.
Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
I was off guard.
So are we done here? Or... you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
Yeah, hand them over.
No, no, no. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys dream about being skulls. Use that.
How?
Suggest they're massive skulls. Come on.
Those jackets, you're gonna be Skull Kings in no time.
What? No! Skulls don't have kings. I think. And we're not even in yet.
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it lightly when folks pretend to be them. We're not even prospects yet.
Prospect must be a hierarchical term. Probably in the lower end.
Not even prospects and already aspiring to be kings.
Wow, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already planning a coup in the skulls. You're destined to go far.
He gets it. Passive-aggressive flattery.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up. Are you trying to get us killed?
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
We don't have skull jackets.
Please be quiet. What? What do you want? The jackets?
You got it. No need for cruelty.
You offer us your jackets? It'd be impolite to refuse.
Oh, man. Okay. I get it. Skulls don't really wear slogans anyway. This was stupid.
Fuck.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
Since you said you'd rather, I'll take the other end.
I'm absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you.
We could really raise hell. Go hard undercover.
This case doesn't require us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jackets will be useful at all. I just wanted them to not have them anymore.
Cold-hearted cop.
Well, I'll still take both.
Do. I'm fine with that.
The jackets are meant to complete each other. If a man was standing alone on a street corner with his written on his back, it'd just be an individual that has taken a liking to urine. And fuck the world all on its own is, frankly, generic.
I don't know, Eric. It's cold out.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
Yes. Half light and rhetoric, drama and authority. Wait, why does fuck the world have a rhetoric penalty? It should be a rhetoric bonus. Ah, fair enough. Statement on the back. No fucks given. Wait, I'm a detective? Oh, right. Fuck those elves from the faithful. Huh. Okay. They actually put it different in the files. Respect.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Is Lily your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it?
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
You must be the twins.
This one doesn't say anything.
Lily's our mum.
I already said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. The other one laughs as well. Maybe there's some kind of reason why they're laughing. An interesting reason, somehow tied to the case.
What are you laughing about?
The boy stops laughing and okay. So now he's shy. Now he's not talking. Just wobbling around like he's afraid of something.
Ain't any bad people around?
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the case.
Then we're definitely doing it.
Yep.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and the waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
That's my motor carriage, by the way.
Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
I got drunk.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
Are you suggesting we honor the carcass of my motor carriage?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
An odd thought. Maybe I should.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Organising a funeral takes time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
Pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities.
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
You like the Capri funeral idea?
Oh? Well, how can I... Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now, I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic Insular Indian cuisine.
Is that enough?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
You found anything interesting?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
Huh.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely. Mines. Mines. You need mines.
I need to know about those bodies. Ooh.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
Damn it. Hey up, lads.
You stop mid-step and put your hand on a garish necktie.
That bottle, Bratan! Just look at that bottle!
Bottle? What?
In this drunk's hand, on the pipe there. Glowing blue, a mysterious, otherworldly blue, filled to the brim with holy mysteries. It's hard to know what exactly your vivid interior is speaking of here, but I'm guessing it's got a lot of alcohol in it.
Okay, cool. What next?
Oh, I think this is about so much more than cool. Please go talk to him. See what it's about. I'm drawn to it.
Well, I was going to talk to them anyway.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
What are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Amphetamine?
See? There it is, Bratushka! The spirit! Let's buy the spirit! 300 real is a lot, but this has to be done! It's our end game!
What if I don't want to listen to my necktie anymore?
Snap out of it, Bratan! This is no time for melancholy introspection! It's time to buy that spirit!
This is just another stupid drunk idea.
Bratan, you don't understand! It's not just another drink! This is what our relationship has been building towards all these years! This is the climax, the mystery, the virginal sigh! You have to buy it from him! Get it off him! Kill him if you have to! Our ultimate fate depends on it! And the fate of many worlds.
The lieutenant looks at you, looking at the bottle of spirits, then at Rosemary, suspiciously.
Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
No one can buy spirits for 300 real. That's crazy.
You know what's crazy, actually?
He's finding it difficult to focus his watery gaze.
What is?
What?
What do you mean, what? Did you think that was crazy earlier?
This guy.
Where did you get the bottle of spirits?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office.
He ain't shitting you! Medicinal spirits are a blast, Bratan! The flaming truth of this joke of a world!
I got one of those scientific ampules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink. Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
That sounds dangerous.
It was. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Arseholes.
But the idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead fingers. Swipe 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol. 2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
Well done. You got it. That's a much more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Hand it over.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Bratan, I am so proud! Now, whatever you do, don't drink it! This deserves so much more than just regular oral consumption!
The tie is so on the money there. Up the bum it goes.
Hold on. I don't know.
No, Bratan! This is different! This is so good! It's gonna get you out of trouble! We're gonna use it in the most extravagant manner! Just wait for my sign! Keep it with you! Keep it warm! Keep it safe! Soon we will enter the other world!
Soon. The time will come soon. Have patience, brave one. I'm getting a really dark vibe from this. This won't be pretty.
When Half-Light is one that's not sure about things.
Hi, by amphetamine I mean speed.
You know I said I was a police officer, right?
Sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. I mean speed. I mean amphetamine. I got both.
Okay.
Aye, that's what I said.
Got it.
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you? In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
I am the law.
You really don't have to. Besides, he won't understand you anyway.
Abigail. Oh, Abigail.
I'll call whoever I want.
Abigail. Don't call her.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
And you?
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Yeah.
So what's happening?
Wait, Tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang. Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
I like this guy. You should too. He respects you by calling you your true name.
I've re-entered reality to conquer it, to bend it to my will. I am the law.
That's the spirit. I used to shape reality into my image. Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom's Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Have you seen Ruby around here lately?
Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
How's a Tequila Sunset?
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset.
How'd you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinaise last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Wait, we met on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
All right.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Sounds like me.
Oh yeah, that's totally your style.
Yeah.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Not the first time this comes up.
Hey man, I'm not judging. This life's a valley of woes. Some of the highest concept people in history have killed themselves. And been drunks. Either way, it was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, got our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
Oh, yes, you do, Bratushka! The only thing better than that is putting the pedal to the metal after you kiss the tie. And off we go!
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic.
Jumped the canal?
3 men are standing on a wooden platform extending out from the shore of a dilapidated fishing village. Their cheeks red, spirits high, beers in hand, eyes glazed over.
What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach, you revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things!"
Every word I said was true.
Yeah, looms. Why not? Then you jammed the pedal and plowed right off the jetty and through the ice.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
Fair enough.
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
My real name is Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Him!
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Did I tell you anything specific?
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail!
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I say anything about my case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market was guiding you. This was before you started talking about how the Pinkies were always trying to fuck you.
Get a read on my cop type?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop, and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
I've had enough.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Want to tell me another story sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Goodbye.
Is what you almost say. But the words choke in your throat. Do you really want to miss out on all this good stuff? Perhaps it's significant.
Why not?
There might be interesting details, fresh experiences, exciting rewards. You'd really ignore it all?
I guess not.
Exactly. So you know what to say.
Alright, sure.
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
You want booze, don't you?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, you see? So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
Got the Union Brew?
Interesting. Ah, this is what they use to keep the working man going.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail!
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner at a high-concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Okay.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high-concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Okay.
That's right. Getting a good run-in is important to maintaining your physical and mental health. Speaking of, when's the last time you did your laps, pork chop?
Wait, how many did you have working for you?
22 full-time employees. An all-star team. A potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Did you use a good run myself?
It helped, truly. With my trusty Sansarique Lycra tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
The hell happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He's right. It's incredibly annoying. His eyes are clouded. His dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles.
So I removed the keyring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan.
Uh-oh.
I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
How wet?
Wet, okay? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
No comment.
Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
You've got to be shitting me.
I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office.
Alright, next.
I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Okay.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
I think there's some steps missing.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
You do realize it's your own fault.
I don't remember you being such a dick before, Tequila. That doesn't mean you're wrong, though. Anyway, that was all the tale one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Why do you keep losing your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece Lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
Let me ask you something else.
I'm all ears, Tequila.
You seeing ya?
You too, Tequila Sunset.
Anyway, enough of that. Oh no. The horrific necktie is getting ready for the end game. For the love of God, do not remove it until the magic happens. I'm concerned. Huh. There's something here.
You see, a slogan used to intertwine.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
A long shot. Can we contact the Coalition?
Well, that certainly depends. You know, the popular image of the Coalition is of a monolithic political military entity. But in reality, it's comprised of many interconnected yet semi-autonomous components. For instance, the offices of Inchicom are responsible for military affairs. These offices are located in the Bank of the World building, just a few kilometers from here. Well, then there's also the Provisional Commission as well as the Institute for Revacholian Culture, with its architecturally significant headquarters in Le Jardin.
What's Inchicom?
Inchicom is responsible for all aspects of the military occupation of Revachol. During the revolution, they coordinated the efforts of the Occidental and Gradian invasion, but these days their function is primarily logistical.
What about the Culture Institute?
Oh, the Institute is a marvelous organization, my favorite part of the Coalition by far. Their mandate is twofold: to export notable works of Revacholian culture throughout the moral intern, while also importing the most important culture products of the wider world to citizens of Revachol.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's an exhibition on Vespertine Proto-Expressionism that I can't wait to take Mikhail to. We're working our way through the major artistic movements of the last century.
Who handles the money?
Of course there is. The Coalition's economic affairs are handled by the Bank of the World, Revachol Mission. They operate in concert with the Institute of Price Stabilité in Serre-la-Clé.
That's alright, but what if I wanted to assign responsibility?
Ah, that's simple. You're looking for the Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It's a sort of clearinghouse for coalition affairs in Revachol.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
If you will, picture the coalition as a kind of wheel. The hub of this wheel is the Comité de Responsabilité, and out from that hub radiate a great many spokes, which connect to Inchicom, the Institute for Revacholian Culture, the Provisional Commission, and so on.
You're not part of it? How do you know so much?
I have a long-standing interest in political systems. You see, it's my personal theory that political systems are a lot like personalities. In other words, how a state organizes itself is in some way the public expression of its innermost character.
The Coalition's character?
The man smiles at you for a long moment.
Of course, officer, we've only recently met. It would require a more thorough conversation than we have time for to answer a question like that. It's fascinating to think about, though, isn't it?
How do I get in touch?
Well, now, that is rather complicated. You can write to the committee directly, but I understand that there's quite the backlog. A month or more, according to friends of mine who just so happen to know about this sort of thing. Of course, if you could somehow contact Coalition Warship Archer, you could reach the committee directly. But, well, that obviously presents any number of logistical and technical challenges.
Wait, Coalition Warship Archer?
Why, officer, it's that gigantic aerostatic right over there. Have you really never noticed it before?
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon, you can just make out a strange silhouette. It looks, to your eye, like some kind of long metallic fish, suspended beneath a number of ceiling fans. Don't let the paint job fool you. It's a goddamn killing machine, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Huh. I believe I never noticed it before.
I believe that is intentional. You see, the Coalition are very sensitive to how they are perceived by the people of Rivashore, which is why they generally prefer for their warships to remain at a discreet distance from major population centers.
Don't I have to contact a military vessel to talk to a civilian bureaucrat?
A very astute question. You see, in addition to its role as a military warship, the Archer is also responsible for coordinating all Coalition communications and surveillance operations in Rivashore.
Wait, watching us too?
Not just watching, it's listening as well. I don't know the particulars, of course, but I would expect a warship like the Archer to possess the most advanced surveillance equipment available outside of Seoul.
There's got to be another one.
Well, I suppose you could rent a private aerostatic and attempt to rendezvous with Archer directly, but I must caution against it. Warships like the Archer are usually authorized to fire on unidentified aerostatics on site.
How does one go about contacting?
That might be the trickiest question of all. From a technical standpoint, it shouldn't be all that difficult. You simply require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on Coalition frequencies.
Simple.
The problem is that those sorts of radio transmitters are tightly controlled by the Coalition. Even the RCM doesn't typically have access to them outside of special joint operations.
He's correct. It makes coordinating operations with the Coalition exceedingly difficult, from our perspective.
What do I do then?
All that said, someone with a powerful radio and a certain level of technical skill might be able to circuit bend their way onto the Coalition frequencies. It's only too bad the old Feld engineers are no longer available. This sort of thing would have been right in their wheelhouse.
Ah, good. Now we are circuit bending into radio towers. Just what this side task was missing.
In any event, it's a fascinating technical challenge. I'll be very interested to see how you tackle it.
Yep.
You see, a slogan used to
Anyway,
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Tim, any idea?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
You might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinaise that's mostly collapsed. Revachol's sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
I'm not in that.
I hope not.
Oh!
There's no echo and no answer.
Right. That's about Ruby.
A policeman. What can our village do for you? Me? Now it's your turn. Quite a handle you got there.
Yes?
Nothing. Guess I need to find the key. Good. I remember this being up before. Hello. Chucked in the company. He's blocking. Land's End is where the radio tower is. But past the church. The church is on my way. Loot. Loot. Yes.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh, hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Where's your hat?
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
You don't have to do anything.
What are they going around here?
I don't know, some kind of a store?
Your pulse rises. What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
Is that really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
What's your name?
Estelle.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
I'm not a suitor, this is official police business.
Okay, it's Berger.
A very common name. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name. But she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she?
You seen a red-haired woman around?
No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast.
Ah.
Long shadows, short shadows, quiet shadows of local children, loud shadows drunks, and also a shadow made of sticks. You breathe on your hands for warmth.
What you got there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
The wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
You using my wife's name? How about my mother?
No. You're welcome.
Where'd you get that from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
Palaceum?
Oh man. You haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
Who's this Arno guy?
Oh yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
Hey, didn't piss and fuck the world mention Van Eyck too?
You like a skull thing?
A skull thing? Man, you sound like 100 years old when you say that.
No, you don't. She's mistaken you for an old person. Say you're cool.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
Grind?
I don't know what that means either.
Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock. In the form of a wrecked tape player in a completely trashed hostel room.
That's cool.
You're right, time is deserted.
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
How's it work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Does it have anything to do with contact mic?
Yeah, I record stuff with it.
No, I mean the box.
No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up.
That's not fair. And an understatement.
Actually, I had some non-mic questions.
Okay.
You seem surprisingly comfortable with being questioned.
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do.
You been questioned before?
Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience they get east of the river.
What trouble you've gotten into, please?
The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager.
Usual?
You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place at 13. In Forberg.
Forberg?
Is this a rhetorical question?
No, I literally can't remember the most basic terms.
Forberg, not in Forberg, is a massive banlieue south of Jamrock Quarter. It is the largest ghetto in Revachol, possibly the world.
Why'd you have to move out when you were so young?
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
You should take me as a warning example.
She nods very cautiously.
What are you doing out here?
Recording, I guess.
Recording what?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
Wait, what happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
And what's the recordings for?
The musicians in the Elysium used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Alright.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
The girl is cold all of a sudden.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Yeah.
She looks at the recording device. The thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She is on some kind of stimulant, amphetamine or methadone, and its effects are wearing off fast. She will begin to experience more and more valleys now, and fewer peaks.
Take this, you're cold.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
And this is where a hat would come in.
Yeah, maybe you were right about the hat.
It's supposed to be a music place?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Elysium, that's for sure.
Boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
And why are you out here while the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Like what?
Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
You mean like those headphones?
Yep. They were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those.
Why not just leave some outside?
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Go ahead.
That's it for now.
Okay.
That's it for today. Back to main menu. So we've been making progresses. Just not much main progress. This doesn't feel like main progress. But either way, that is going to have to be all for today. Kind of a filler stream this today, I think. But they happen. Such is life. For now, though, I have to get going. So, My name is BSRaven as always. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, which should be on Saturday with XCOM 2, crossing fingers, nothing happens to prevent that. Be happy, be positive, be you, and take care. Am I even facing? I'm not even facing the camera. Hello. Take care.